Well, good morning, First Orlando family. I'm Brian Richards. I work with our groups and discipleship team as the Legacy Adult Pastor, and I'm so excited to just simply share what the Lord's been doing in my own life from His Word during the season. I want to look at Psalm 121 because I love this psalm. It's one of what's known as the Psalms of Ascent. Most people believe that this psalm and the others, Psalm 120 through 134, were psalms that were sung by the Jewish worshipers as they were headed to Jerusalem to one of the annual festivals. But this psalm stands out for a variety of reasons. The first is because the psalmist asks this question that I think all of us are asking during the season. Listen to what he says. I lift up my eyes to the hills. From where does my help come? And that's a great question. And for most of us who have followed Jesus for a season, we'll give the Sunday school answer. Where does my help come from? It comes from the Lord. Or we've sung a song, and that's what the psalmist says. My help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth. But if we're honest, we may give the Sunday school answer, but in all practicality of our life, we wake up and we look for the source of help in other places. Maybe it's outwardly, we're hoping that a politician will say the right thing, or something over here will take place and it'll fix all our problems. Or maybe you're more like me. I turn inwardly and think that I have all the answers and I have all the strength that I need for this season. And I just want to challenge us this morning to see what the psalmist said. Maybe instead of outwardly or even inwardly, we look upwardly for our source of hope and our place of help. But the psalmist doesn't just describe the Lord as the one who made heaven and earth, where that may seem that the Lord is aloof, that he's distant. He goes on in the next verses to describe some of the ways that the Lord continues to provide help. And he uses the same word over and over. Listen to what he says. He will not let your foot be moved. He who keeps you will not slumber. Behold, he who keeps Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is your keeper. The Lord is your shade on your right hand. The sun shall not strike you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will keep you from all evil. He will keep your life. The Lord will keep your going out and your coming in from this time forth and forevermore. The word 6 times there is the word keep. It's found over 450 times in the Old Testament. And the beautiful aspect of that word is that the Lord is always in the mode of preserving and protecting his people. When I go back and I think about what's happening, like many of you, I've got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old at home right now. So my little girls will pop up and make an appearance in some of my Zoom meetings, and they're always just, in this season, it's both a blessing and it's chaotic. But they keep asking, Daddy, can you come outside? Daddy, can you color? Daddy, can we watch Frozen for the 500th time? And I find myself answering these ways like many of you do. Baby, not right now. Sweetheart, in just a few minutes. Baby girl, Daddy has to work for a few more minutes. Just wait a minute. And the Lord keeps drawing me back to this verse in verse 3. I love what the psalmist says. In light of the Lord being our source of help and our source of hope, he will not let your foot be moved. He who keeps you will not slumber. Behold, he who keeps Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. So the Lord is our source of help. We can turn to him because he keeps us. And one of the ways he keeps us is the fact that he doesn't sleep or slumber. And you guys, that's such an incredible encouragement to me. When I'm exhausted at the end of the day, when I reflect back on all the times that I told my girls, not right now, Daddy needs a couple of more minutes, baby, I just need to finish working. That we have a God who at no point when we come to him as his child says, just a minute. There's never a moment in your life, there's never a moment in my life during this crisis or any other time of our life when the God of the universe, our Heavenly Father, says, not right now. And I just pray as that convicts my heart, I pray that maybe that encourages you and challenges you, that we have a God when we know in the midst of chaos and difficulty, a God who keeps us, a God who watches over us, a God who preserves us, who is always faithful. And so wherever that may strike you this morning, I pray it encourages you that in this season, when we ask the question, from where does our help come? when our tendency is to look outwardly and hope that somebody else can provide that help, or maybe your tendency to look inwardly, that I can do it on my own, I pray that this psalm will encourage you to look upwardly. I lift my eyes to the hills. From where does my help come? My help comes from the Lord, the one who never sleeps, who never slumbers. He's watching over each and every one of us today, and he's preserving us during this season. He's the source of our hope. He's the source of our help. Lean into him today. God bless you.